Welcome back to the Marvel Movie Minutes, a daily podcast which we disassemble a film from the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 1-minute segments and then examine it in obsessive and occasionally hilarious detail. I'm Kyle Olson from the Swashbuckling Ladies Debate Society podcast.
Hey, and I'm Rob Cabasco. And Kyle.
Yes, sir.
I know that you know that Fred McFeely Rogers, also known as Mr. Rogers, was an American television host, author, producer, and Presbyterian minister. He was the creator, showrunner, and host of the preschool television series Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which ran from 1968 to 2001. Kyle?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers let us know it was okay to be mad or sad or scared. What mattered most is what we do with our feelings. He encouraged us to talk about them, to find constructive ways to express them, and to develop that good feeling of control. In this neighborhood, feelings aren't to be ignored or dismissed. Instead, they're acknowledged, talked about, and played out. Mr. Rogers helped us know there are lots of ways to deal with and express our feelings, ways that don't hurt ourselves or anyone else. Brought to us courtesy of MrRogers.org. You should visit that. Why do I bring up this good constructive way to deal with feelings?
Because I feel like Justin Hammer did not watch enough Mr. Rogers when he was growing up, because he does have a problem with expressing himself.
Wow, we got a lot of stuff going on in this.
Yeah, I got a lot of Justin expressing his feelings about things here at minute 90 of Iron Man 2 from 2010, director Mr. Jon Favreau. So we pick up where we left off, which is in the middle of Justin Hammer's rant. He is still going off on Ivan, reading him the riot act, as some people might say. So he had previously taken the bird. He had taken the pillows. He had taken the shoes. A weird order to do those things in. But it is what it is. So now he continues on and he says, "How does that make you feel? Do you feel bad?" Good, because that's how I feel.
No!
As I'm watching this minute over and over again, I love how Sam Rockwell has this like way of pointing himself with like his whole hand. He like turns his hand inward, like to point to himself, and he just does that. Like his emphatic, Justin Hammer's emphatic gesture is like this claw hand pointing at himself. That's how I feel.
I gotta tell you something. As silly as this is, Sam Rockwell's chewing it up again. We've said this before. He's got the coif. He's got the glasses. He's got the impeccable suit. And he's just going through this whole thing right now.
Yeah. So one of my favorite comedians is Paul F. Tompkins, and in his special, which is called Laboring Under Delusions, he talks about all the jobs he's had his whole life, sort of leading up to becoming a comedian, and then also becoming an actor and having to work with professional actors and stuff too. But his main thing is the main thing he wants in his life is not to be yelled at. Like, that's his prime motivating factor to have a job. Like, he says, like, even he has a recurring fear of being at the DMV and finding out he's in the wrong line and them yelling at him like, "You're in the wrong line. What's wrong with you?" Like, it's this nervous, terrifying fear and stuff too. And so I sit here, as Ivan, because we're sort of from Ivan's POV, just off to the side.
Right.
We're being yelled at by Justin Hammer. I am not intimidated by him at all. Like,
no.
It's just like, it really is just like a tantrum. So it's like, this is a powerful, arms dealer who is like going off, and it's just like, okay. Like, I'm 100% with Ivan in this, where it's just like, all right, man, whatever. Like, just go ahead, yell, speak your piece, whatever.
Well, you get it. You almost get the feeling, feeling, no pun intended.
No.
You get the feeling that this is not somebody who's actually angry. He's acting out like he thinks anger is supposed to look.
Yes, once again, Justin Hammer is playing the role he thinks he's supposed to do in these situations.
Exactly. Like, that's what makes this work.
Yes.
It just works. He's so awesome in the whole movie. I just love it. Great character.
So he says, "Do you feel bad? Good, because that's how I feel. We had a contract. I saved your life, and you give me suits. That was our deal. And you did not deliver. I don't know if you're a genius or a fraud. I don't know what you are." And we're with you on that, Justin Hammer. We still don't know exactly what he is. We know he is good at making electro whips, but that's all we know at this point. He said, and so he continues on. something really, really great fell into my lap. And if I hadn't, I'd be at your mercy tonight. Now I have a piece of Stark tech that I pimped out myself, which is obviously the War Machine armor.
Right.
Like, remember that's like he actually has because they're besides the arc reactor, which Rhodey has hidden away. The rest of the armor is completely at Justin's beck and call. He's gone through and redone all of it. So the first thing he said, they've changed the software. So like basically everything software related is all Hammer Tech now, and all the hardware is Stark Tech. But even that's been augmented with all the different weapons that he has put on now too. So he says, and now your overpriced paperweights are going to look like a backdrop to my demonstration. It's like, hang on, your overpriced paper. They're your things,
they're
Justin.
your things.
They're your
suits,
drones. Dude. Like, they're your suits that he has made into drones. Like, your overpriced. Like, this is the thing where he just has completely lost his sense of reality because he's yelling. Nothing's even making sense.
But actually, see, I think it's par for course with that character. He's already disconnected himself from those things because he sees them as a debacle. And so he's like, yeah, they're yours. Those aren't mine because I've got my thing.
Yeah. I've got a suit of armor now, just what I wanted.
He is constantly, moment to moment, he's just trying to angle to make himself good. Like, no, that's all completely within what this character is doing. It's pretty nice. It's nicely done.
Yeah. And then he ends it by, do you dig what I'm getting at here? It's just like, okay. As the close of your rant.
Do you dig me?
Do you dig what I'm getting at here is not the strongest dismount.
I love it. I do love it, though. I think it's great. Oh.
And so then Ivan finally reflects on this after having let's recap. He has lost his bird. He has lost his pillows, and he's lost his shoes. And now this angry little man has been screaming at him for all this time. And so what does he says? He says, "Slishko mnogo govarish," which is Russian for "you talk too much."
Oh, again. Okay, here's what I love about this. I mean, okay, I already said I love it, but here's what I love even more about this sequence and the way that it's edited.
Yes.
When Justin is saying, I don't know if you're a genius or a fraud, we cut to Ivan's face.
Uh-huh.
And Ivan has this look on his face like, uh-oh. Does he know that I'm a fraud for what he thinks I'm doing for him?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, no, there's a moment. It's exactly why they do that, because Ivan, you get this little tiny, and way to go on the acting here, because it's subtle, but he kind of looks at him just like, what? You think I'm a fraud? Oh, shoot. Which, nice, because you foreshadow a little bit that a big swerve is coming.
Yes.
I love that. And then I also love the view that the expression that he gets when he says that I have a piece of Stark Tech that fell in my lap. And again, we cut to Ivan's face, and he's kind of like, what?
Can I have piece of Stark Tech?
Well, because in his head, just like Ivan's been doing, constantly gears are moving of how do I get my revenge?
Right.
And so he's so consumed by this.
He's cut off from everything else. So he's not getting any information from the outside world.
Right.
Like,
and
he's
I think
just head down working on his stuff.
Well, and I'm going to tell you this. I think this is a seed for a very important plot point that comes up later.
Oh, interesting.
Because when he says that, what he realizes right there, he's got to get on the programming to make sure that he's in the programming for that suit. And I think that's what's going on in his head. He's like, wow, I got to control. Not only do I have to control my drones, I got to control that. And that's the final piece of the puzzle.
Oh, yeah. If Justin had come in here and blown his top and spoiled that, then War Machine would not have would not be compromised.
Exactly.
Huh.
So this is okay. And I think when you put it all together, see, really, I mean, this stuff makes sense. This is really funny because Justin's hubris is even further cementing his disaster. Because by him telling him all this and doing him all this, he's going to get it's going to crash and burn.
Yeah. Huh. So of course, when Ivan speaks this Russian, he doesn't. There's no subtitles. Like I had to basically go on to a bunch of forums and tell somebody who spoke Russian where I was able to translate that. So then, because Justin then answers, I don't know if you know this, but I don't speak Russian.
That's so great. Oh.
And of course he knows that. That's why he said Russian, because you wouldn't understand it. It would just piss you off. So Justin says, I'm going to leave now. I'm going to go to the expo. That's where the minute ends.
Yeah, that's it.
And then you go there. So yeah, basically it's like, Justin has almost the entire minute to himself and then one line of Russian dialogue.
I got to tell you, we get to this point now in the movie, and we're full speed ahead to the final.
That's right.
act,
We hit the hour and a half mark.
Right. So we're there. Even though you look at this and you think, wow, all this dialogue.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, you go back just in the last 10, 15 minutes of the movie, the great conversation with Coulson in the workshop, the conversation with Nick Fury, Coulson, you got the conversation with Pepper and with Natalie. You move to the conversation with Coulson in the workshop. Now you get this. I got to tell you something. I enjoy this overall because it's so diverse in terms of characters, their development. The acting is great. I know it seems like it's a lot, but I think it works.
Does it, Rob?
Yeah, it does. It's fine.
At least we had some building. So in the middle there.
Yeah. Stuff's going on.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. But we're gonna Justin will still be talking when we hit to minute 91, but I promise that eventually we will get out of this room and move on to more exciting stuff. And you don't want to miss it.
Hey, Kyle. So, as we talked about feelings, we know that during these times, people should share their feelings and they should share them with one another. Normally, you'd think, oh, maybe I'll go on Facebook and I'll share my feelings.
A lot of people do.
They do, but don't just the general population of Facebook. Not so great to share your feelings.
I mean, if you got a hot take on Iron Man, like your Facebook status update's not really the place for it.
No,
because it's going to get drowned out by baby pictures and memes.
Yes, and you got to go deeper. You got to go into a more exclusive part of Facebook.
Yeah, like a executive lounge, perhaps.
Oh, an executive lounge sounds good.
Well, I'm glad you think so because we happen to have one. It's called the Marvel Movie Minute and Next Real Film Podcast Executive Lounge.
That's it.
And you can find it on the Facebook, but in a quiet, secluded little place. It's the brandy and cigars section, but not without the things that are going to be bad for your health.
Without the alcohol and the nicotine?
Without the alcohol and the nicotine, yeah, exactly. Smoking jackets are optional, whatever you want.
Those are fine, but come there, hang out, share your feelings.
That's right. Facebook.com/groups/the next reel. Ask for membership because we're trying to keep out the bots and the weirdos. But Russians are welcome.
Oh no, wait, what's Russian for yes? I only know yet.
Da. It's da. Glasnost and perestroika, my friends. And if you're from Russia and I mistranslated that the thing that Ivan says, please let us know. And you can do that on the Marvel Movie and Next Film Podcast Lounge. Join, come in, let us know. We're happy to know. Be back here for minute 91 as Justin's epic tantrum rant will finally come to an end, and we'll move on. And you do not want to miss it. Enough said.
Bye.